you know, the city came through and got you the facility you needed.
Yes.
So that you actually can do that. You have this great new building. What's next on your wish list?
Well, we're trying to get some machines to do blood work in-house. It would be great to have a x-ray machine, because that's a thing I miss the most from private practice, is having our own x-ray machine.
So if you need an x-ray now, do you partner with Mueller?
Mueller, right.
Okay.
We have to have somebody send the animal or take the animal to Mueller Pet Medical Center and have the x-rays done.
So besides the obvious dogs and the cats and some rabbits,
Yes.
have there been any other different types of animals that you've treated at Front Street?
Well, we see ferrets every once in a while. Chinchillas, I've seen some chinchillas. We've gotten turtles in. I don't really treat those, but we get them in, and we get some lizards, different kinds of lizards.
I think it's interesting how sometimes you'll actually see, like on Facebook, a post about an owl has come in, or a bird or something like that. Is there anything that you do initially to assess that animal, or is that pretty much given to a rescue organization pretty quickly?
Well, they usually go to wildlife, but I found out recently that wildlife doesn't have euthanasia solution. So I try to assess them to see if the animal is really going to be something that can be saved.
Okay.
And if it's too badly injured, then I go ahead and euthanize it, because they won't be able to.
Okay, okay. So how many hours on an average do you work a week?
Well, right now I only work 4 days a week.
But probably long days?
Yeah, usually long days, at least 8 hours.
And you've been doing this for over 12 years, right?
Yes, 12 years.
When you go home, how do you decompress from this? Because obviously there's a lot of happiness that comes with your job, and obviously there's a lot of stress and some sadness as well. But how do you decompress after maybe a really long day or a long week?
Yeah. Well, when I'm at work, I concentrate on work, and when I'm not at work, I concentrate at home.
Right.
So I try to really keep the two separate. I have a small hobby farm, so I have horses, goats, ducks, geese, and peacocks.
Speaking of horses, didn't you save one of those horses?
I've had 4 rescue horses lately, yes.
That's incredible, and I think it's very admirable, actually. Mind telling us that little story about the horse?
Well, the last one is the one that we had as a cruelty case like 5 years ago, and it was like a 25-year-old Arabian, and he went to a rescue group. Well, that rescue group sort of fell apart, and then now he's 30. And I saw him on their website, and I feel responsible for him because we're the ones that originally put him with that group.
Right.
So now I have a 30-year-old Arabian at my house.
How nice.
Yeah. Archie.
How nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You have quite a few animals at home?
Oh, yes, I have quite a few.
The Warner Ranch, right?
Yes, it's a little farm.
Okay, so one of the things that, another question that had popped up, and this is from a staff member, was, what's your favorite animal at the shelter? Do you have a favorite animal or a favorite breed?
Well, I mean, when I've had my own animals, I like Shelties, and I've had them for years, and Shih Tzus. And I do have a Sheltie at home that actually came from Korea, that was in an animal shelter in Korea. And I work with the local Sheltie rescue group, and they brought her over from Korea, and now I have her. And then I like Shih Tzus. You know, as a vet, you know the problems with every single dog breed, so it's hard to really pick. You know, I just happen to pick these 2 breeds that I like.
And Bella, you're just such well-behaved.
Yes, she's doing very well.
And you guys probably can't see it, but her teeth are just as white as can be. They're just beautiful teeth, beautiful teeth. So one of the things we had asked Dr. Warner was to come up with Dr. Warner's top 10. And basically this is a top 10 list for happiness and health for animals or for your pets. And we're just going to kind of go through the top 10, and this will be on our Facebook page as well. It'll probably be on Front Street's Facebook page as well, but we're just going to go through these. And for number 1, we've got get a pet that matches your lifestyle.
Right. If you like to hike in the woods and you don't want a dog like this that has short legs and a short nose and isn't going to be able to do something like that.
Okay.
You know, but then if you're a couch potato, you don't want a Labrador Retriever either.
Right.
You want to get an animal that's going to fit into the way you live, or neither of you are going to be happy. And usually Shih Tzus don't do well on farms, but she wants to be a farm dog. She loves to be a farm dog. She likes to chase the rats, and she loves to go on walks.
How fun.
So it's just turned out that it's been really good for her.
Great.
She's fit in very well at my house.
Number 9, make the pet a part of your home.
Right. You don't want to leave your dog or cat outside all the time. You want to make it a part of your family so that it bonds with you. I mean, people talk about their dogs running away. My dogs will never run away. I mean, I couldn't get rid of them if I tried, because they never, they're so bond to me. They live in the house with me that they don't want to run away.
Right.
So you want to make it a part of your family and just not something out in the yard that you're really not bonded to.
Okay. Let's see. Number 3, name tags, rabies tags, licenses on your pet with a collar, microchipping, and of course updating the microchip information.
Right. We get a lot of dogs through the shelter that have chips, but we still can't get a hold of their owners because they've moved, they haven't updated the information, they have a new phone number. So a chip is only as good as the information it gives us. So if your dog, if you've moved and you haven't changed your dog's chip, it's really worthless.
And just real quickly, promotional plug, if you have an animal that does not have a chip, you can get a chip at Front Street for $5. And very easy to do. You just come in, ask for a microchip. It'll be done immediately right there for you. So make sure you have a chip for your animal. On number 4, provide good food and water.
Right. As best food as you can afford, and clean water.
Yes. Provide grooming as needed.
Yeah, especially a dog like this, and poodles, long-haired dogs, they can't not be groomed. I mean, I took her on a walk the other day and we got stickers everywhere. So I spent hours pulling stickers out of her the other day. If you have a short breed dog, they don't need as much grooming, but they still need baths because they're not like cats. They don't really clean themselves, and they can get really dirty. And you want to look at them too. You want to check their ears, check their paws, make sure there's nothing hidden under a hair coat.
Toenails.
Toenails are a big one too. You want
Yeah.
to keep their toenails cut short.
Number 6, I like this one. Every animal needs daily exercise, and provide what is needed for your pet.
Right. It's like this dog, doesn't need as much exercise as a Labrador Retriever, or one of the more active breeds, even though she's a very active dog. A Chihuahua may do fine with walk around the block a couple times a day. A Lab is not. A Lab
Right.
wants to run 5 miles with you.
Right. Yeah, I have a pity mix, and I can play ball for half an hour, and he
Right.
still wants to keep going.
Right.
Dad's tired, but he wants to keep going.
And the best dog is a tired dog.
You're right.
They really are much happier if they're tired and they don't get into as much trouble.
Train your pet so he or she is a good dog or a cat.
Right. Train them. They need to listen to you. You're their owner. You don't want them jumping on people. You don't want them harassing people. They like to have something to do. They like to behave. They're like kids.
They are.
They want to.
They want to be rewarded too.
Right, and they
Yeah.
know, they want to, let's see, what do I want to say? They want consistency. They want to know what's they're needed to do and what they can't do.
Okay. Number 8, provide necessary vet care and vaccinations, heartworm prevention, flea control, blood work, dental care, and considering pet insurance as well.
Right. I mean, we all know how expensive it is to take your animals to the vet. But, I mean, they need it. Just like kids need a pediatrician, dogs and cats need a veterinarian.
My philosophy on the pet insurance is I have health insurance.
Right.
Why shouldn't my animals have it as well?
Right.
Because it only takes one major vet bill for you to realize how
Yes.
important that insurance is to
Right.
have. Definitely.
And dentistry is a thing that people really forget on their animals, that their teeth will fall out. They'll rot and fall out if their teeth aren't taken care of.
Is there a guideline on that for how often they should be cleaned? Is it based on the animal or the age?
It's sort of based on how the teeth look. Like smaller breeds have worse teeth. They need more frequent care.
Okay.
And larger breeds tend to not have as much dental work needed, and then genetics too.
Okay. Sorry to get off topic, but I wanted to ask that. Number 9, understand that the animals cost money, especially the young and the old.
Right. With your puppies, you're going to have vaccinations, getting them started on heartworm prevention, that get spayed or neutered. And then when they get older, they need the blood work, they need maybe chest x-rays, they need their teeth taken care of, you know, just like people.
Yeah. And then it looks like number 10 is providing love.
Right, right.
So obviously, if you're going to have an animal, you're going to be loving that animal.
Right.
So, and that's Dr. Warner's top 10 for a happy and a healthy pet. So again, we'll have that posted on our Facebook page and also on Front Street's Facebook page as well. So looking for the future, and we always know how Front Street is basically setting the standard in lots of different areas. Where do you see veterinary medicine in Front Street, let's say in 2 years?
Well, I think we'll be moving more to individual animal care. I mean, we've already sort of got the shelter care arranged, but we're going to be moving more to individual, treating more individual cases, you know, working at more animals, older animals that have other health needs, and getting those at least stabilized and then adopted out. Because a lot of the cost is the diagnostics. And if we can do the diagnostics and get them started on their treatment, then people tend to want to adopt them more.
So that's the reason for the blood analysis equipment and all that on site, so that we're not sending it out from somebody else to do.
Right, right.
So real quickly, if there was one thing that you could tell the general public, anything you wanted to tell them about, whether it's veterinary health care for your animals or pets or anything about Front Street, what would that be?
I guess it would be just, you know, have fun with your pets, you know, enjoy them, make them a part of your life so they're happy and you're happy.
Great. Dr. Warner, it's been great to have you
Thank
on.
you so much.
I really, really do appreciate it. Everybody, if you have any questions, feel free to drop a line to us on our Facebook page. We'll be more than happy to forward them on and maybe get you an answer. Also, I'd like to say thank you to the volunteers at Front Street, for without Front Street would not operate the way it does. Thank you to the volunteers at Access Sacramento who diligently give up their time so we can bring you this show. And most of all, like us on Facebook.
Hello, I'm Gina Knapp, and I manage the Front Street Animal Shelter for the City of Sacramento. Our staff and volunteers are incredibly proud of the work we do for the lost, stray, abandoned, neglected, and surrendered animals that come into our care. And we've made great strides on Front Street, but we also realize that there is still more work to be done. With the help and support of people just like you, we know we will ultimately achieve our goal, which is saving more lives.